Switch, big twist.
Twist.
In the deep end.
In the deep end. Straight in, and here's that big backside nose grind. Perfect execution. Can you believe it? Yes, we see it go down. Wow.
Huge frontside 270. I love that.
And there you go.
Wow.
You were saying about it. If you're going to do it, that's the perfect way to do it. Into the deep end. Here's that big nose grind. True form through everything there and went, yo, I'm not done.
One of the women's semifinals.
Hello Park skateboarding fans from across the globe, and welcome to the Skateboard Park World Cup at the Spot Skate Park in Ostia, Italy, where we are moments away from starting our women's semi-finals. I'm Mark Churchill, and joining me on commentary is the Doctor of Disasters and the mastermind behind Skate IQ, Mitchy Briscoe. Hiya, mate.
Mark, thank you so much for having me. Man, I feel like whenever we come to these events, I feel like you personally just invite me so we can hang out and watch some of the best skateboarding in the world.
Oh, what a day it is going to be today. This park has seen so much action, and especially in 2025, right?
The skating here last year was so good that it feels like it wasn't just good for the Spot skate park in Ostia. It was good for all of park skating.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, we've seen the level go up, and that top 10 ranking changing a little bit, but let's take a little look at who's in our top 10 right now. So up there in 10th place, the oldest skater in this heat, Sakura Yoshizomi, and she is so good, still crushing it.
Naya Lasso, just a powerhouse from northern Spain. I never get sick of watching her skate.
And Also out of Spain, we have Julia Benedetti, and she is so powerful. I can't wait to see what she's got for us today.
Lillian Erickson, don't sleep on her. Sneaky good, consistent kickflip indies. Like, I think if she just stays on her board, she'll get through.
Ministes has got absolutely everything. Those kickflip grabs are really helping.
The Nanaconda, as seen on Instagram. I think she had some trouble in Brazil, but she's not going to go back-to-back mess up.
And Kokona Hiraki, owner of the best nose grind in the business. You're seeing it right there. Never underestimate her.
Hey, Mark, have you ever heard of this girl?
No, never
Sky
heard of her.
Brown? Well, you're going to learn today.
And someone else who's a big name with a big switch McTwist. We got Arissa True on top form out here in Rome.
Stop forgetting about Mizuho Hasegawa. She is so good, and she will never stop.
Yeah, always gets slept on, but definitely out there in that first place ranking. That ranking reflects a window of results for the last 18 months, but with the 18-month rolling ranking, we see consistently old events drop off and new ones added, which means someone who's in the top 10 could actually go down through the ranking by missing an event and only having 2 scores. But with that being said, let's take a detailed look at how that ranking works.
The Olympic Games will take place in Los Angeles, California, featuring 4 skateboarding competitions. The minimum age to compete in LA 28 is 14 years old. Olympic Qualifier Phase 1 allows any skateboarder to begin their Olympic journey through their national federation. Olympic Qualifier events include World Skateboarding Tour World Cups and World Championships. Each national team can register up to 3 athletes per event. Up to 6 additional athletes per nation may earn entry by ranking in the World Skateboarding Ranking Top 30. At World Skateboarding Tour events, athletes compete for contest placings. These placements convert into ranking points. The World Skateboarding Ranking considers ranking points from the past 18 months. The top 44 athletes per gender and discipline advance to Olympic Qualifier Phase 2. Each field will be limited to a maximum of 6 athletes per country. In Olympic Qualifier Phase 2, competitions will continue as part of the Olympic Qualifier Series and the World Skateboarding Tour. At the end of Phase 2, the 22 highest-ranked athletes qualify for LA 28, considering the following rules. A maximum of 3 athletes per national team, at least 1 athlete per continent, at least 1 athlete from the host country if not already qualified through ranking, and 1 spot for eligible athletes from underrepresented countries. It's a long and exciting road ahead, so join us and follow the journey on the road to LA 28.
So if you want to check out that again, you can jump onto the World Skate SB YouTube anytime. So here's our start list. We're kicking it off with the hardest name of this one, but Han Shu is what she's going as, followed up by Rui. Lillian in the mix there, and just a couple from our top 10 in this heat.
Yeah, and I'm keeping an eye out for Joey Yarbrough. I've known her well for a couple years. I know she wants to get a 540 in a run, and she left it out and still made semifinals.
Well, that tells you about the rest of that run as we are looking for our course manager to release our first skater. Han Shu onto the course, 14 years of age, right foot forward, which makes her a goofy skater. And a lot of people starting up on that part of the course and getting the run up into the flat bank, Mitchie.
It's just so good to get this speed all the way from the corner, and it usually sets them up for the love seat. Can't go wrong.
I don't know if you can hear that at home, but we certainly can. There's people stamping their feet in the stands as we are good to go for run number 1. World ranking of 63rd. And Team China have been building some really good parks over the last few years, and the standard is really creeping up.
This is the first time we're seeing Han Shu in the semifinals, so hopefully we get a better sense for depth, bag of tricks, where she goes when it matters most.
Well, I was talking to Chloe, one of our judges, earlier, and she was saying that we're seeing new names in the mix. We're seeing that whole run performance becoming such a major part, and I think the new riders have really listened to the criteria that the judges are after.
They're going to shake things up.
And created runs that match that.
They're really going to shake things up for the ones who've been doing it for a long time, and they're used to the contest working in a certain way, and then all of a sudden 10 new names show up, and they all make runs.
But sometimes that could be quite motivating, can't it? But for the skaters that are more established, seeing someone come through, it pushes your level. But it's also a little bit gnarly going, wait a minute, there's some 11, 12-year-olds doing 540s really consistently and all the flip grabs too. That can be quite nerve-wracking.
It either pushes you level or pushes you out.
Yeah. Okay, looks like we are ready to go. Taking that rolling line. See people launching off that little quarter pipe into that flat bank, which you were saying about gives you the speed to get over that huge love seat.
Long backsmith straight into floaty airs.
Yeah, that method air was great. Bringing it back across the course.
I might say looking quite comfortable. I don't think this pressure is really hitting her yet.
Oh, but then it's those small things like, you know what? Pool coping can be quite gnarly, especially if you don't skate it that much. And simple tricks can suddenly become something that will throw you off if you are a little bit nervous, right?
Yeah, and I'm watching her to see like what the reaction is to missing a simple grind like that. And she just kind of shook her head and was like, whoops.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think she's there. I think she's there mentally. I think that at least she'll get through that nose grind next time.
So you see that lovely method air there. Off of the hip into the deep end. Just kicking the front foot off there. And it's that backside nose grind just getting away. You can see her weight just went over the coping too much, right, and into the corner.
Yeah, it could be just the feeling the nerves so much, it's hard to feel your feet for a minute, and you just got to get into the contest.
What do you do in that situation yourself? Like, is it something you just can't battle? You haven't got a solution for? You just got to get the first run out of the way?
I just shake my hands and feet and try to jump and breathe and shadow box, anything to start to feel my body again.
Okay, interesting. So Rui Sugawara up next. Run 1 of 3. Dropping in on that flat bank, and you'll see this speed line from a lot of skaters today, both male and female. Big backside Smith, probably went a little bit further than she needed to, but that's about that line choice, isn't it?
Alley-oop rock and roll slide. That's a
roll.
really cool one.
Looking very, very comfortable. And you see that kind of compact style that Rui's got. Lip slide, there's a method air in that corner. And we talk a lot about use of course, Mitchie. How important is it to get round and touch every transition?
Nice little rewind grind in the deep end. So the use of course is a completely separate thing that the judges will use to score you. So yeah, you have all these tricks, but if you just use the bowl in a creative way, that's a skill in its own.
And we sat in the crowd yesterday and watched qualifiers. Rui was one of the standout skaters, but it seemed like a proper battle at the earliest stage.
Look at that alley-oop rock slide. Oh, I love that. I love, love, love that. The thing about use of course is it blends in seamlessly. As a viewer, you won't notice when someone is using the course perfectly. You'll only notice if they're taking turns that are too sharp or losing their speed or messing up.
So big score, 77.17 going there, and Rui really beaming about that, and so she should be.
That's a great first run.
So Lillian Eriksson, 16 years of age, out of the USA, regular footed, that's left foot forward. Lillian knows how to put a good line together, right?
Yes, and I really hope, strategy-wise, she just leads off with a kickflip indie in run number 1.
And do you find to get something like that ollie up to frontside lip slide out of the way and a feel-good trick to get things done, like the kickflip indie, unfortunately not getting it, does that give you like a confidence boost to go through with the rest of the run?
You know, it's really personal how you like to get into the bowl. Some people like to start off with harder, stronger tricks. Maybe like Arissa will put a really hard trick early in the run and then one later, and that's what gives her confidence. But some people like to carve more, do more grinds, take it slower, and then ramp it up slowly throughout the run. It's really, there's no wrong way, but you got to know yourself.
So it looks like just didn't quite get the height on that kickflip indie over the hip. Taking it to the knee slide, but 35.07 coming through. Do you think you can get through to the finals with a forward run?
No, you're not gonna fall and get through. It's just not happening.
So Joey Yarborough, 13 years of age, regular stance. You were saying trying to put the 540s in, but took a bit of a slam.
Yeah, she learned 540s a while ago, over a year ago, and the last one she did was at a combi pool party in January. Then I believe she took a slam on one, so now it's time to put it back in your run.
Love the way she started that off with a standing up frontside 50-50 and taking it to fakie.
Nice
All
little
about-
nollie fakie.
I've always thought it's so hard when you've got a bag of fakie tricks like that Cab aerial for Stevie Cab right there. It's working out how you get to fakie in your run, right?
You have to have a really strong switch stance and be very versatile in the way you carve and do grinds.
And fakie being riding backwards on your skateboard. Oh, lovely frontside feeble there, the anti-Smith, bringing it back into the deep end. There's the Madonna front foot off to tail. Oh, solid full run. Now, confidence-wise, getting a full run down, that's important, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the nollie front tail to end it. I thought that was really nice. This is Joey's first semifinal. So for her to just drop in and make a full run, I'm completely cool with that strategy. What I hope to see now is she says, let's see what we're capable of. We need to test this to the limit, the most pressure I've ever been under, and just see what happens.
There's that Madonna, and here's the nollie to tail. That's a weird one. I feel like that's got a high risk. Like one of those tricks that just can go wrong. I mean, we were talking about it, certain tricks doing that. But sometimes you can get overconfident, can't you? And you try that last trick, and it goes wrong. So your overall trick score or run score goes down because you've got a missed trick. But good to see that first run going through. So 2 full runs on the board now and 2 missed runs. I feel like this might be quite a high score coming in. 74.11. We're seeing very high scores very early on, knowing that we've got another heat of the top 8 ranked skaters to come yet. So Kokona Hiraki, I said earlier, owner of the biggest backside nose grinds in the business. I'm hoping we see the classic over the love seat. That is a long, long way to go. But Kokona is a veteran at a young age and knows exactly what the judges want to see.
Let's talk about Kokona for a second. She has been in the game for a long time, consistently being in top 5, specifically in top 4.
Yeah.
What do you think she needs to do to get from that 4th place to start giving Mizuho, Arisa, and Sky a little bit more of a run for their money?
Well, we've seen it before when she throws in things like that backside kickflip that she fell off. Out of the coping, her score increases. We've seen it before when she's hit the back truck on the way in. Didn't even phase her, just rode it in. And I think it's things like that that she needs to do because we've seen others doing the kickflip indies, heel flip indies, and the 540s.
You know, that's a great point, Mark. She has the tricks, no need to complicate it. Let's just see you ramp up that speed just a hair, and I think Kokona would be surprised with how big of a difference that makes.
Yeah, it will push onto the podium. So, veteran Sakura Yosizumi, a few stamps in, rolling into that flat bank and out onto the flat. And taking it over the love seat, big frontside air, but hitting the ejector seat. Maybe first run nerves a little bit there. That's not a usual thing that we see from her. So
I wonder if the sun, I wonder if that was the sun.
Maybe it's come down, look, not yet behind the buildings here, and you can see those big long shadows, so you can see the sun's quite low.
Yeah, and if you're going towards the sun, once you're angled up the transition, it's almost like you're just getting completely blinded.
I feel like that's when the muscle memory comes in and you just know where you are and you can almost do it blindfold.
Have you ever tried to skate blindfolded, Mark?
No, and I never will. So, Hikari Satake up next. Another one of our strong Japanese skaters out there.
4 Japanese riders in Heat 1 of semifinals.
Oh, we saw another bit of a squirrely grind to start things off.
3 back Smiths in run 1 over the love seat to start.
Just touching that front truck on the 50-50 off the extension, up to frontside tail slide, looking really good so far.
I'm a huge fan of Hikari's style.
That stale fish on cue, just for you right there,
That
Michi.
was such a great stale fish.
Well, the thing is, there's people that do tricks, and then there's people that add a little sprinkle of special something to it, don't they?
You know, I'm seeing a very high contender this week in this girl right here. From 540s and lean to tails and great style. Some people just land tricks and it's always a question, but sometimes there's a knowing in the air where you know that she's already done the trick halfway through, and I'm getting that sense from her.
100% in that. Full confidence, and you can see how comfortable she was. But there's something about 540s when you've got long hair that looks so good, right?
I'm a little jealous.
I certainly am.
Might have to take a couple years, grow it out, see how some fives look with it flowing in the wind.
Here you go. Body variable to end it off. And I love that little clap there. I got it done. First run. I mean, knowing you've got 3 runs, you can sometimes get a little bit of false confidence or be a little bit too comfortable, I might say, that you've got another 2 goes. But getting it done first gives you the ability to add a little bit of something to the next 2 runs without so much risk.
There's never as much time as you think.
No. Yifan Lin up next. Taking a different start. Wow. I love that ollie out to backside tail slide. Blunt slide to follow it up. That's 2 really big tricks to start things off.
The depth of talent in women's skateboarding is increasing at an alarming rate.
Oh, you see the style on that back foot kicking out on the 5, the McTwist up to back lip. This has got a bit of everything so far. Nose grind on the straight wall. This is looking like a really, really well thought out run. And that sugarcane is so rad.
Just a couple of years ago, it was kind of like Heat 1 in women's semifinals was going to make it to finals. And now we're looking at Heat 2, Run 1 is already going to be pushing the Heat 2 semifinalists to their limit just to make finals.
I really think there's going to be some people in Heat number 2 of our semifinals that have just watched that run and gone, I think I might need to change my run.
Yeah, there's going to be some bubble spots in Heat 2 for sure, just based on the last 2 runs.
Out to backside tail slide, blunt slide, backing that up. Look at that.
Proper McTwist, spotting the landing, being really patient on the way in. An overturned grind. We were talking just last night. What are tricks that will remain hard forever? That was your pick.
Sugarcane, yeah. A good sugarcane, locked in, you know, not like wheels all down on the transition, that you actually stood up.
Like
that
the one we just saw.
Exactly like that, yeah.
I've never done that trick.
There. I've done a few, but they're not nice. Not like that. So, where do you see that sitting amongst the scores that we've got already?
You know, it's going to be 82-5-5.
Yeah.
it's one of those situations where it's like, are we going to pick first or second? Like, these scores represent a placing, not necessarily an objective number. It just gives the rider an idea of how ahead or behind they are, but it's mostly about, okay, is that run in first or second? And we need to leave room in between also for another rider.
Yeah, scoring to placing. So nervously waiting for that score to come through. And you see there, that camaraderie. Oh, okay, 81.80.
So that's what I was just talking about. It's like, okay, that's his second place. Maybe it's an 82.54. But what if someone else deserves second in a little bit? We got to leave a couple of numbers.
Okay, back to the top of the heat. Hanshu.
A sweetheart. I just met her. I went into the athlete lounge. I said, hey, I need some help. I want to make sure I pronounce your name properly. And she was just laughing and smiling. Such a sweetheart. Oh, almost hangs up on the love seat.
I mean, that coping gets absorbed into the transition there, but still, that's a dangerous landing.
That's not an in-ramp problem. You need to start on the deck a little bit stronger with that first step. Get off the line like a sprinter.
Getting the backside nose grind this time. So already further on from run number 1. Just poking out the front side feeble there. Carving through. I always feel like there's time to put in another lip trick there, but going for the varial in the deep end.
No complaints on my end. As a skateboarder, what you have to do is put the wheels down and actually stand up and give it a shot. There's a difference between just setting your wheels down and bailing, which you'll see a lot, and it's almost like pretending like you're gonna make it. A lot of times, the most dangerous way to try a trick is the only way you can land it. It means you have to stand up tall and you have to pretend like you know it's gonna work.
Yeah.
So a slam sometimes shows better skateboarding than a safe bail.
So would you find that that's something that comes with experience in competitions and in a mental game? Like being like, I know I've got this, and dropping in and with that confidence behind you?
It hurts more to bail than it does to slam.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Rui back in. Carving around that speed line, coming in fast. Big backside Smith grind, the Monty grind, all the way over. The Hershon roll getting away. Alley-oop rock and roll slider.
What I like about Rui is how far she looks ahead while she's skating. You can see coming out of that backside Smith grind over the love seat, she beams the deep end, which means you have more time to aim for your spot, which means you'll have more consistency in your line and your speed and all these things that actually make the run work.
Really good insight there, yeah. Just spotting where you're going earlier.
Yeah.
So it's not a shock when you get there.
It's like racing a car. Once you learn how to drive, you just have to look where you're going and remember to breathe.
Yeah, that definitely helps. 8.33 coming through there. Staying with that 77.17 from run one. See, everybody's made their way out here to the Lido in Ostia. Beaming sun. It's hot out there on the platform as Lillian Eriksson drops back in. Big frontside 50-50. Out to front lip. That looks like a much more comfortable Lillian dropping in.
A little more speed, a little more confidence. There it is.
Back 50-50 after that kickflip indie, taking it back into the deep end. Oh, yeah, that was flat wall to flat wall. And talking about setting up for, whoa, just over rotating on the landing of that half cab blunt 180 in. We're going to get our medical team straight in there to give a look over. We've got a really fantastic team of medics out here. Going to make sure she's okay. As you can see, a little bit of wind on those flags, Mitchie. How does that affect you when you're dropping in and you feel that first gust of wind come through?
Skateboarding is a game of inches. And when you have long flat bottoms and a windy environment, your speed is going to change just a little bit. So when you're dealing with lip tricks and these really tight aiming points, it makes a really big difference.
Look at that, 50.20. That shows how well that run was going. What would you say to Lillian now? Just shake that off, forget it happened, and go back in as you were.
You did it right. I mean, there's nothing to change. You stand up on your half cab blunt again, and maybe adjust your back foot position on landing so your board doesn't turn, but there's no technical complaints there.
So currently in fourth place, we've got Joey Yarborough back in. Loving that. Frontside 50-50 to fakie.
We're talking about last run. Creative ways to get fakie is going to be a really important thing for Joey.
Well, I don't think you can see anyone else doing that.
Not at all. Two back-to-back nice ways to get to fakie and back to forward.
There's that fakie 360 ollie, the caballerial, invented a long, long time ago, and glad to see it still strong in our competitions. Coming back into the deep end. Oh,
nice
landed that
kickflip in.
so well.
8 seconds left in the run. Let's see if she puts a version of that 540 in.
Going with the Madonna. Just
450 over the hip.
time.
Now, that's a great way to say, okay, my 540s, I can do them. Maybe I don't have the most confidence. What's the next best thing I can do? You can take it over the hip so you can spin just a little bit less and use the shallow end as your landing spot so the slams aren't as violent.
Interested to see whether that's going to affect her. I think it was after time, so I don't think that slam would actually count, but wait for confirmation on that with the score coming in.
It would be great to get confirmation from the judges if that counts or if it doesn't.
I'm pretty sure we'll see whether that scores higher or lower.
she's already in 4th place and didn't have a 5. So
higher score, but staying in the same position right now, 75.85. So what would you say to her if you could whisper into her ear right now to be able to speed up a little bit to get to the 450 over the hip?
That's a good question. I think just the entire run, having that energy, it's almost like an intangible thing. Like sometimes they look a little boring, sometimes they look more exciting.
Yeah.
Just embody that showmanship and that excitement and that positive body language. I think that'll save you a couple milliseconds.
So Kokona, Iraqi in, there's the big backside nose grind.
Backside nose grind straight to back tail. Technically really difficult tricks.
Oh, just coming off that backside kickflip again. That's 2 in the bin right now for Kokona. Pressure's going to be on heat number 3, but she never looks that worked up. No emotions nearly.
I think she's confident and capable, completely ready to make this finals. I wonder what the conversations we're having, like how do you break onto the podium more consistently? I wonder if she's dealing with that as well. Maybe don't make those changes now. Maybe wait till, maybe do your run slower, softer, what you can land for sure. Then ramp it up in finals.
And remember, everyone's just trying to get through to tomorrow's finals, right? So do you think she could tone it back a little bit and still get through? Or is there not that much room?
I do. I think her specifically, the way she skates, technically so strong, meaning kickflip, no grabs, back tails, big backside nose grinds. The tricks are there. So you have room to slow down, but it's a dangerous game. You got to be careful.
So Sakura falling on the front side air out of that corner pocket on the love seat obstacle. That's 2 now, which is kind of weird to see, but when it comes down to it, we know Sakura can just switch it on.
It's been a lot of skating this week. I mean, this is a 4-round competition in the heat.
Yeah.
And the environment's different every day. Like, everybody's going through a lot to do this.
So Hikari taking run number 2, 3, rolling into that flat bank, eyeing up that long love seat. Whoa, not quite getting the rail down for the duration. And I think when you don't do a trick as well as you know you can, that sometimes just sort of just throws you off the next thing because you're like, you know what, this isn't going to be the score I need.
It's so hard to get your rhythm back. It's like, I don't know, it's like a dance where you make a mistake and then you're behind the rest of the entire song. You get offbeat a little.
Yeah. Okay. Yifan currently in 2nd, and you're going to see why right now. Out to back tail. I thought she was going to over-rotate that then, but held on to it. And I mean, sometimes it comes down to when it goes wrong, being able to adjust on the fly. And it's this weird thing that I've only noticed in skateboarding where you can almost slow down time and make an adjustment in a millisecond.
Yep, and with Yifan's strength of pumping out of her tricks really strong, it's almost like you can do this thing where you can pretend like the trick went right if you still pump on the way out.
Yeah, sure.
Because then you're right back into your familiar zone. If you catch it and land soft and your arms are out and you lose all your speed, that's what's hard to recover from.
And sometimes, like what you're saying is, like getting back into that familiar zone is almost more important. Like you're just letting go of what happened.
Yes, yeah. Radical acceptance.
Yeah, exactly that. So throwing away that run on the ollie up to frontside Smith grind. Looks kind of small on the screen there, but it is quite high to get up to it. You know, it's not a massive gap to clear, but it is quite high.
It's not small at all. If you guys at home came here and looked at this hip, you guys aren't gapping up the back tail or back Smith. I promise you.
Okay, we are going back to the top of the heat, and we are on final runs for heat number 1 of our women's semi-final. Hanshu ollieing back in to that bank.
This is exactly what I was talking about. I'm excited to see Hanshu's depth of skating as we haven't seen her in the semifinals before.
Well, I think we can see that. She took off on the extension, chose not to go low to high. That shows kind of confidence and skill in those bigger transitions. Oh, just slipping out of that backside nose grind. And that means Han is going to have to sit this one out. It's going to be very hard to get through with a 43.08. I mean, we've still got the top 8 ranked skaters through to semi-finals to come, heat number 2.
We've seen 3 pretty heavy deep end slams, which for me as a skater in these contests, I actually like to see that, and I like to be involved with that when it happens. You should be putting it on the line. Sometimes these things just aren't technical fixes. Sometimes it's just time to try to land it, and you're surprised what you can get away with when you're 100% committed.
So Rui Sugawara back in. Big back Smith to start things off. Now, Rui's gotten the 77.17. And
Needs a
with
little
2
more.
really big scores, 82.55 for first place, it's going to be a stretch. What would you say to her to be able to just push up into the 80s?
You just need that one trick that you held on to. It's time to put it down now. You're not safe quite yet.
To almost just throw your finals run in.
Yes.
There's the feeble grind to fakie. Oh, I was going to say that looked like a much better fakie 5-0 there, but you could see the disappointment there on the flat bottom. It's so tough, isn't it?
I really love that trick. It's called a rewind grind because it is the same shape as a regular frontside grind, but just played in reverse. It's one of the most beautiful tricks in skateboarding.
And 64.53 with a fall is a huge score, isn't it?
Yeah, she had a lot of room to come into that final trick. I really wanted to see what she was going to add.
Okay, we're taking it over to Lillian Eriksson.
Now, she went down pretty hard on that half cab blunt. I'm looking to see the exact same thing as before. I think she'll have a really good chance if she puts this whole run down.
Same thing as before, but without the slam, right?
Yeah, don't slam again, Lillian.
There's the front side lip slide. I love the way she bones the tail out over the coping on that stale fish. All the style for every mile.
Back into the kickflip ending. She's got, it's a bit of a pro and con being this tall because it looks great. You have a lot of room to move. Oh, but she took out the...
up for a L twist.
But the being tall, you're forced to stand tall to try to land tricks. If you're bending your knees too much, it's actually harder to hold on the way out. I think with her taking out the half cab blunt, I should probably just hadn't practiced that replacement trick very much. And sometimes it is really hard to, even if you're changing it to an easier trick, it's really hard to adapt that into your line because you just haven't practiced it.
Well, you're always thinking, like in the beginning of your run, I'm changing the trick, I'm changing the trick.
Yep.
Just ticks over in your head.
Okay, so Joey slipped out on her 450 and got a 75.
Yeah.
So I would love to just see her go a little bit faster throughout this whole run, keep that aggression, make sure that 450 counts, stand
It looks
up
like
on
she's
it.
going in with a lot more speed. That was truck on in the corner there.
Yeah.
I think the judges might have seen that. That's already an improvement. Nolly up into the bank.
No grab, caballerial in the deep end. Really has improved that trick a lot in the last couple of years. Her feet now stick to the board really well.
Taking the frontside grind transfer.
I think she's on a little better pace this time.
Looking like she's sped up a bit. Kickflip Indy now needs to get right back round. It's going to be hard. There's the front feeble. Is it going to be on time? It looks like it might be able to get there. Here we go.
It counts. It counts.
Oh, no way. You were on your feet then, just looking over the desk like, come on. That was so gnarly.
I love where we're sitting because I can actually watch it in person. I don't have to watch through a screen.
Oh, so good to see her change up that run speed to be able to get it in on time. And do you think that having a coach behind you saying, look, just pump a little bit more at this point and you'll get that in on time helps?
Someone as experienced as Lincoln Ueda, an amazing, legendary vert skater. I've actually competed against Lincoln a ton over the years. I know he's giving her the best advice possible.
For sure. Okay. Kakana Haraki has got one last chance to get through to our finals tomorrow. Yet to make the backside kickflip that she's known for. There's the backside nose grind, out to back tail, looking good so far.
Her foot
Here it is.
Set up nicely.
Boom, she was staying on no matter what then.
Coming out of that back tail, she was already ready for the kickflip. I think that was perfect.
And confidence-wise, getting that trick out of the way is going to be so good for her. Up to frontside nose grind. That is so gnarly.
You guys watching at home, you need to understand just how important that kickflip no grab is. It's almost like the rest of the run, just stay on and let's hope we're in second, maybe first.
I'm a big fan of that Smith grind transfer over the spine. There's the air over the teardrop. So you know what? I think that might be enough to get right up the ranking, but is that going to be enough to get through to the final, Mitchie?
I don't know. We have to kind of decide what's our bubble skater right now. Is it Rui or is it going to be Kokona?
I really don't know, because the scores are up in the 80s already, but things like that ollie up to frontside nose grind are going to be what sets her apart from everyone else.
Nobody has everything, right? So she didn't do a 540 or these huge airs, but when you do a stand-up backside nose grind and do a back tail into no grab kickflip, I think that's a great replacement for a big 540.
For sure. So 82.56 for first, 85.35. The judges absolutely love that. Wow, coming through on that final run, showing pure competition experience and calmness there.
Yeah, that just really goes to show the value of no grab tricks and technical lip tricks.
Okay, someone who's definitely got that experience right now and is going to need it on this third and final run is Sakura Suzumi. Riding in, trying to get this frontside air done, and it's in the bag this time. Looking very confident, but that's the thing with Sakura, you never know. She's just looked so good on her skateboard. The front blunt stalling for a cup of tea on the top of the bank there.
You know, when you look at these riders who are high on the world ranking list, it's really annoying to compete against them because now it's the last run of the entire comp and it's looking like it's just going to shake everything up.
Out to frontside lip slide, back tail into the corner. It's going to come down to this last 10 seconds, just needs to stay on and get in one extra banger. There's the trail slide. Wow, big spin backside disaster. So much risk on that last trick, but showing pure confidence and just going, nah, I'm on it. I've got this.
Wow, taking a page out of Tom Shar's book with that one. I did not expect to see that on the last trick.
No, I was expecting something through the corner, but yeah, did not expect the big spin backside disaster. Up to frontside lip slide. You can see the way she's already rode in on this. Look at that, already like full confident. I mean, big backside tail slide through the corner.
Sometimes it's really hard to do those technical flip trick, no grabs, tech lip tricks at the end of the run because those are harder when you're tired.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier to do the technical tricks early and the scarier tricks later.
Well, not for Sakura.
Not for Sakura.
But where does that fit against Kokona's run? 85.35. Here it comes, 80.13. So that's 4 skaters in the 80s at semi-finals level right now. As we come round to Hikari, Satake up next, third and final run. Currently in second place, needs to improve, but I'm not sure where that improvement's going to come from.
Yeah, me
Maybe
neither.
Execution?
I think Hikari specifically has room to add speed. I don't think there's a limit to how fast and how high she can go.
Carving through that teardrop to the big stalefish. That was blasting.
Might be hard to see through the screens, but when you're here watching it in person, you notice the difference between a 3-foot and a 5-foot air.
Very much so. See that pre-twist for the 540, then her arm was already round. Out to frontside nose grind straight after.
She could do a 900 if she wanted.
Body varial to finish it off, landing before time. Looking very, very happy, and I do think we're going to see an improvement on this score, but I don't think it's going to be battling that 85.35 in the lead.
Yeah, it might not be a full 3-point difference, but that's definitely going to add some strength. I mean, we have a really strong heat in Heat 2, but this is really giving everyone a run for their money. The depth of women's skateboarding is just growing so fast, and when you see a huge 5 like that in this much consistency, and I'm very impressed.
There's that body varial to finish it off. Love seeing that stoke coming out as she's riding out the deep end there. So we have seen it before where Heat 2, all 8 have gone through to the finals, but having seen this first heat, I would not be surprised if we see these top 2 skaters going through.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. And it affects Heat 2 a lot more than you would think when Heat 1 comes in this strong.
Yeah. Well, you start questioning yourself. Is my run going to be big enough for that? Like, that was a really strong run. Some people aren't watching either, are they? Some people are like, no, I'm just going to do what I come to do and just whatever. It'll be what it'll be. But the mind game does become a thing, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yifan back in, out to backside tail slide. One of the most exciting skaters coming through right now. Really stoked to see her in our semi-final stage. 30 seconds on the clock, taking it back into the deep end.
It's becoming obvious that the judges are looking for one standout trick. You're not going to get through without a noticeable hammer.
Well, back foot coming off there on the front side nose grind, but that was shaping up to be a little bit better, I feel. A bit higher on the 540, landed way faster, but not coming together on the ollie out to front side nose grind.
You know what we saw a lot of in Heat 1? We saw a lot of really good strategy.
Yeah.
And I think these contest experience with the World Skate competitions happening more frequently, with the judging being consistent, with the format being consistent, it's allowing these younger riders to get a really good sense of how do I turn this into a chess match? How do I play the contest properly?
Well, yeah, it's not so much sometimes about the tricks, right? It's about how you play the system.
Yes, 100%. And I think that's a good thing. Some people don't like contests and complain about that a lot, but you have to learn how it works.
So you see Kokona out there in the lead, 85.35 from Men's Park semi-finals. Hikari just behind, 82.55, and Yifan should be very, very happy with her performance, 81.80, good enough to be in 3rd place. So let's take a look at our current leaders' run.
Here's the framework. Here's how you get an 85 in Heat 1.
And I think it was that backside kickflip, just that confidence of, yep, that's done. Now I just need to relax and go through the system.
When you're not grabbing and you're dealing with conditions, windy, it's sunny, you really are taking on a lot of risk just to try that on your run.
So crowd are absolutely stoked. And our current leader is Kokona Hiraki. But we are going to take it down to the course where we have Joey Yarbrough ready to give us a few insights. But let's see what she's got to say.
Hey, Joey, I'm so proud of you. I want to know what was going through your mind coming into that 450 at the end of your last run. It was so close.
As hard as I can to make it count in the end, and then when I was coming up to it, I was like, yes, I'm gonna land it, and then I didn't grab it and I didn't land it, but it's fine. I'm happy. And then after the comp, I landed it just for me to make myself happy. So yeah.
We've known each other for a couple of years, and it's just been so great to watch you grow into such a great contest skater. Congratulations on making your first semifinals. Where do you go from here?
Thank you so much. And yeah, it's my first time on semifinals, and I'm so happy. And I just hope to keep doing that and keep getting better, and just keep progressing.
And Joey, with this being your first semifinals, what lessons are you going to take away from this competition?
Just have fun, be happy, and try my best, and that's just what.
Well, I think if you use the have fun part, for sure, you are going to go very, very far. It's great to speak to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Joey is very, very smiley, and I like to see that. Didn't make the last trick. I think the standings might have been a little bit different if she'd have landed that.
Yeah, a 450 over the hip is no joke.
And having worked on the fly to adjust that speed, that shows you know, a lot of education in the competition system at such a young age.
Ton of potential. Joey's showing a ton of potential.
But having a good coach behind you, like you said, is really important, isn't it?
Yeah, a strong team that believes in you, allows you to have fun.
Yes, super hyped for heat number 1. We've got heat number 2 coming up next with the likes of Ika Ventura, Arissa True, and Sky Brown in the mix. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back very shortly with heat number 2 of our women's semi-finals. back to the Skateboard Park World Cup here in Ostia, Italy. Semi-final heat number 1 is wrapped with Kokona Hiraki in first place, but now it's time to see what heat number 2 have got for the course. Mitchie, we have Sky Brown, Naya Lasso and Arissa True in this heat. What are they going to do on this course now?
You know, we got those 3 top girls that are most likely going to lock in their spot. But with Heat 1 skating so well, my attention is actually going to the bottom 5 in this heat and how they match up against Heat 1.
For sure, and such big names in the mix. I would like to also throw out some props to Hayley Servio, was in first place, qualifying through, and then put on a great performance yesterday to get through to heat number 2. It's a big achievement, big props to Hayley.
Hayley's kind of slipped under the radar, but she's an Olympic 5th place and an X Games gold medalist.
So you see our judges panel, Renton Miller heading up the team over there, big names. I was speaking to Chloe Bernard earlier and she said it's been very noticeable, the improvement and the level of women's skateboarding at this competition, more so than we saw in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah, it's great to be able to come back to the same one over and over and just watch it grow.
So, as we said, some big names in this competition stage. And like you were saying, looking at the bottom 5 in this heat, they are probably going to be a bit nervous knowing the big scores that came through from heat number 1. But let's take a look at our start list for heat number 2 women's semi-finals. So, Misugu out in there with Naya Lasso. Naya knows what it takes to win. Won out in Dubai a couple of years ago, but the likes of Riker in there as well. This is going to be very exciting, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Naya especially needs to turn it on. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster with her, as it always is, but she has the skills to get through.
But one thing we haven't seen here before is Sky Brown and Arissa in the same competition.
What a show that will be. And, you know, I hope they use that to fuel the fire for both of them.
100%. So, Misugu Okamoto is going to be our first rider in. Looking very nervous right now, taking some breaths to get chilled.
Those didn't look like calm, deep breaths either.
No. So, in the air to start things off, Verilaire looking really good, and this is what it's going to take to be able to maintain your position. Oh, just missing the crail up to tail slide. And as I was saying, things are going to need to stay at that higher level, and I think what we might see in the first few skaters is them doing their finals run early.
Yeah, of course. That's what Heat 1 did to this contest. I have no doubt about it. You're not competing against Heat 2 right now. You're competing against Heat 1. We saw that last year in the men's contest, actually, and it really had a big effect on how everyone skated.
You see those big scores there on the standings right now. 14.33 coming through for Misugu.
That was the first flip trick I've seen over that hip specifically, so I like that varial to start.
So Naya Lasso, part of Team Spain, who are very, very strong, both in the women's and the men's division. Backside Smith grind to start it off. Loving that backside ollie onto the bank. I think Naya really knows what the judges want and kind of knows what tricks they want to see from her specifically.
Really great trick selection all the way through. It's just a matter of staying on.
And that 5-0 to fakie through the corner is definitely one of those tricks. Front feeble in the deep end.
She's got no room to chill. We got to finish with something nice and strong here.
Right on the buzzer. Very well-timed run. That kickflip Indy, you're on your feet, Mitchie.
I'm just so proud of her. Like, she cares so much, and I just always want to see her do well.
There's the line, giving a round of applause. I just want to focus on that kickflip Indy, Mitchie. It's the way she caught it. Back foot was on at the same time as the hand. Now, what are the judges going to be saying about that?
When you look at execution, what does that mean? And it means, sometimes it can mean when you take off for a trick, it's good from the start. there's sometimes you can save a trick late, but other times you have it in your hand at the top of your air, you're ready to land it. And the earlier it looks like you're ready, the better your execution.
And you said earlier in heat number 1, some people drop in and they've landed everything before they've even started the first trick, and that very much was shown in Naya's run right there.
Yeah, I think she should be really happy. I think this will make the whole contest a lot easier for Naya. When she falls on her first run, she really goes through it.
There's those Yoda socks. So I think this is where the judges are going to have to play clever here. We were talking about leaving room because we're scoring to position, not necessarily the score is what we're looking for. 83.65 sees us straight up in second place already.
You don't want to push Hikari out too early because she had great runs and definitely is in the mix to make finals.
Okay, out of Brazil, run number 1 of 3 for Raika Ventura.
Now where Raika gets her points is through speed and height, but she has those technical tricks also that she can rely on, so she really has a good chance here.
But those 3 back-to-back tricks in the deep end there and already back up into the shallow end really quickly, still just over 20 seconds. Lovely alley-oop Japan right there. This has got everything that I'm looking for. Whoa, stalling on the nose button, but hanging in there. I really like that line. She does a really tight carve on the volcano and gives her the ability to get back round to that hip.
I'm really curious to see where this ends up because it didn't have the kickflip and it didn't have the 540. And those are 2 really big buckets that a lot of these other girls are checking off.
Yeah, but she looks very stoked on getting that first run out of the way.
Her foundation is so strong, and the fact that she has a safe run like that, also with that much potential for improvement, is why I love watching Raika skate so much.
Thing is with Raika, look at where she lands on her tricks. Really high on the transitions, and that keeps her speed going.
Nice backlip through the corner, big Japan air in the deep end. Another baby Yoda.
So judges have got a hard job. I don't want to be a judge. I'm happy to sit here and talk about it, but I don't think I could do that up there. It's a really hard job, and they are very accurate. I think they're doing a great job as well, but it's got to be hard. Chloe was telling me earlier, yeah, sometimes we argue about the scores, but that's good.
They're supposed
because
to be
there
arguing.
are different views on what is good to one person and what is good to another, and I think that's great. You know, big names up there. They definitely know what they're talking about. So, look at that. 85.36 for first already.
I think the judges must be talking about, okay, who's our bubble rider right now? And where does Raika stack up against that?
Yeah, and looking back at heat number 1 as well and referencing, and you see Raika going in 83.20 and third place right now.
And that's from speed and height alone. She didn't have some of those technically strong tricks that the other girls had.
So rolling in just in front of us right there, we've got Inano Kasaki, backside ollie out onto the bank. Big slide and roll around that corner there, frontside Smith grind to back it up. Look at the speed, she's attacking the course right now.
Huge backside 5 in the deep end. That's going to carry a lot of weight.
That traveled quite far as well. Front feeble trick selection wise, I think this is a very well planned out run. Getting that line back round, getting a cheeky little frontside grind on the spine. It's all about getting back into that deep end. We're seeing 3 hits in the deep end from nearly every rider so far.
Alley-oop off of the big part of the transition into the deep end is so much harder than you think. You can't see where you're going, so you're blind flying into the deep end. That takes a really good feel for exactly what speed you're going and the angle you have to take off.
And the alley-oop is spinning the opposite way than you're traveling, right? So it just makes it so difficult to see where your landing is.
This backside 5 in the deep end, you'll notice that everyone has a different style. You either learn them carved or you learn them more straight up. But for her to have a carved backside 5 in the deep end and then also an alley-oop into the deep end, that shows two very different skill sets. Even though they're both backside rotations, the judges must recognize that, hey, those are two very different tricks.
Yeah, you're totally right, and I think that's going to be reflected in this score that comes through. Look how happy she is. Getting the first run done. What do you think she's going to throw in that's a little bit extra?
Well, you know, I like when they push themselves to get out of their comfort zone. If you're locked in finals, try to flip your board. If you can flip your board, try to start spinning. Just hit these big buckets that you're going to need over the next 2 years as we get close to the Olympics.
84.32, jumping into second place, just knocking Nia Lasso down, but getting very close in the scoring right there in the top 3 already.
Let's get right to Sky Brown. I don't think we could ever have enough time to talk about how great she is at skating.
I mean, what an ambassador for the sport, always smiling, has a great different bag of tricks, including where she's starting so far. Look at this.
Big gap in, already going so fast.
Well, Sky likes to go fast, likes to send her tricks. Taking it down into the deep end. Big stale fish, all the style for every mile on that one.
Sometimes when everyone is strong at being a backside spinning skater, just the fact that you can go frontside really differentiates you.
Alley-oop over that gap hip. Taking it back across to the hip, down into
Nice
the deep end.
and floaty, almost face high into the deep end. Big Madonna to tail.
Ah, getting the kick out on the tuck, the invert. And back over the hip, frontside 360 over the spine, and that's a clean run for Sky Brown.
When
The
that
crowd's going wild.
frontside 360 over the spine is exactly what I'm talking about. That's a great differentiator because, yeah, if you have a good backside 5, so do 5 other girls. But nobody is going to be doing the frontside over the spine.
Well, we know she's got the frontside 540s as well. That tuck knee, that was knee down. You can see her knee pad was on the grip tape there. And it's with Sky, you can see that she spent a lot of time perfecting the tricks. She's not just going to do the grab, she's going to do the grab and give it a little nose bone or a tweak or just give it a little bit extra that no one else is doing. 88, and that sees Sky Brown rocketing into first place after run number 1 of 3. 2 more runs to come from Sky. Where is that going to go?
Sky has an opportunity to really push herself. I want to see Sky competing against herself and not the rest of the field. Straight into Haley Servio. Like I said before, Olympic 5th place, X Games gold medalist in vert.
Well, and you see first wall 540, she definitely knows her way around those big transitions.
Yes, exactly.
Cruising the Smith grind through that deep end corner, out to backside lip slide, did well to hold on to that.
Locked in the perfect spot on your board. When you do a back lip, you want to actually be closer to your front trucks while you're sliding. You might not think that.
Frontside 50-50 off the hip, and we spoke about it earlier. It's not just knowing where you are in the trick, it's knowing where you are in the trick when it goes wrong.
Fakie to fakie 5.
Wow.
I don't know if she touched her hands.
Little bit, I think. But do you think that will really affect the score overall?
100%. Even though the hand touch might not make the difference if you make it, it showed the difference in your confidence in your own execution. What if I fall? What if it doesn't work? The judges can see that.
But having got it done and knowing that the score's on the board, when you go into that run number 2, or knowing that you've got 2 more runs to do, that confidence is going to be way up there to get it done, and you know that you're going to get an improvement, right?
Let's see. Yep, just touching the hand on the tile right as she lands.
I think she was just checking in with the coping a little bit, like, hey.
Out of view from the judges, I might add. If you're going to touch the ground, that's the only spot that the judges can't see.
Well, I think they would have looked at that replay.
So if there is room for improvement, I think this is going to be a great score. I'm not saying it's not. But if there is a simple thing you can do for improvement, it's just hold your hands in the air.
Okay, waiting for that run number 1 score to come in. the ratio of landed runs is definitely different from heat number 1. Sky still out there, 88 from that first run score. Haley waiting for that score to come through.
In both men and women's qualifiers, we saw a lot of bails. I'm happy to see so many made runs in semis.
Yeah.
There's Leo Ruiz, the most passionate coach.
Yeah.
I say that because if you watch him while these comps are going, he is in his head.
I tell you what, I got to give a shout out to Jussi Korhonen doing wonderful things for that team as well, making sure all the funding's in place to keep going. 83.95, 4th place, and you can now see that leaderboard changing massively.
And look at how close her score is to Hinano's.
Yeah.
Servio and Kusaki on the leaderboard. That could just be the hand touch.
So, powering straight into the deep end, Mizuho Hasegawa.
I will go up to bat for Mizuho. Sky, Arisa, Naya, all these girls seem to get a lot of attention. Mizuho will be near the top of the leaderboard, and you cannot forget about her.
Well, things like that stale fish into the deep end corner are only tantamount to what you're saying right there. There's the line up to backside tail slide. We know the judges love that when we saw it earlier in the competition.
I love when someone makes it look easy, but sometimes that's exactly the problem. It looks so easy. I promise it's not. She's just that good.
Oh, nearly missing the lean up to tail slide.
Big air to frigid to fakie.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Just overcooked it there, and I think she just dipped her shoulder too far.
She got real steep on that cab over the hip. So when you're going fakie and you're spinning, balance is more important than power of your spin. Since you're spinning off of your lead truck, you'll snap and start spinning faster. That's why we saw fakie 720s and 1080s come into the game, because you can grip it and get going. With that being said, your balance has to be perfect at the takeoff or else it'll explode, and it's sort of random where you end up.
Yeah, just leaning, throwing the shoulder too far around, right?
Yep, so that shows to me, that says I didn't have confidence in my rotation, so I gave up my balance for power, where you really just have to fully believe in it, spin a little slower, focus on your balance.
64.09, so we know if that cab over the hip gets done, and maybe time for one last trick, that score's going to be way up.
It's going to skyrocket. It's going to skyrocket.
So, sit down in 12th place, Mizuho. 64.09.
This run is a really big deal for the integrity of this entire contest. We got to see how Arisa is going to match up against this leaderboard right now.
Straight into the McTwist to start things off. Invented way back when by Mike McGill.
I like how she used the volcano early to hit the hip into the deep end on the other side. Most people aren't taking that line.
Well, some people are choosing a completely different approach, but I think Arisa never really plays it easy, does she? She just makes it hard, like this frontside 50-50 off the hip into the deep end, where no one else is doing. I think there's only one other competitor doing that line.
She does not plan her runs before showing up to the park. She skates the park and gets feedback and sees what she can do from there.
Wow, look at that to finish things off.
Frontside Stalefish 360, and for Arisa specifically, she's done a great job at getting that trick a little bit higher. Sometimes she ends up right at the coping on those fakey frontside and switch backside tricks. I love that that one popped and floated, and you could see the board bobbling around in the air, so she's pushing herself to solve some of her issues.
And is that something that you think the judges are going to be taking note of?
100%. They're always looking for a reason to knock your score down. So as long as you just do it in a way where they don't really have an excuse, when they're talking to each other, it's like, oh, that trick, what was wrong with it? Like, oh, she popped, you can see the coping underneath, she got a grab, we're in.
I think with a bit of a crouch there, she very nearly put her hand down, but did well not to.
The next order of business would be to pop a little bit harder to give yourself more space from the wall to allow your legs to extend to stand up on the way out.
But knowing what Arissa's trick bag's like, I think that might be swapped out for the switch McTwist.
Yes.
So if we saw the regular and switch together, that score is going to be very hard to beat, right?
Yes, and I spoke with her before, and she's starting with a 540, and she said she might start with something a little bit harder.
Okay,
So
exciting. 83.45. Seeing Arissa down in 6th place, I don't think she's going to be too happy with that.
No.
So I think she's definitely now knows that that harder trick to start off with might be needed. So back to the top of the heat. Runs number 2, Misugu Okamoto. I'm hoping she's going to settle down now and get a little bit more comfortable now that first run's out of the way, and already an improvement from run number 1. Loving that little lean method over the spine. Oh, a bit of a foot adjustment on that one.
A bobble on the front Smith, but I love that she stuck through it and stayed strong on her back leg while it was grinding.
Taking it back down into the deep end. Whoa, I didn't feel like she had enough speed then. But getting it done, frontside air through the corner to corner. Stale fish and getting the full run. Really stoked to see her get that full run that she desperately needs. But currently in 16th with a fall. Where do you see that's going to sit?
Well, everybody's new in this position. This is her first semifinals. So we really don't know what her trick selection stacks up against the rest of the field. I know it's probably going to be near that bubble spot opposed to first. But now she can see, okay, I got my rundown. This is where it ends up. Now let's test what my top end is.
And that bubble spot being 8th place.
Yep. Finishing with a front Smith, a frontside sailfish, I think you can finish with something a little bit stronger and leave more energy in the bowl as you pop out.
So eyes locked on the board, waiting for that full run score to come through. 75.01 leaves her in that 13th place, but she looked pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I think she has all the skills you need to get to that bubble spot. She's just got to put it together. I want to see what her depth really looks like.
So Naya sitting pretty comfortable in 5th place as she drops in for run number 2 of 3.
Is Naya safe right now?
Do you know what? It's a tough one because Naya likes to finish high going through to, as everyone does. If you finish higher in that heat, that gives you the ability to skate later and see what everyone else is doing. But with that comes risk, right?
Yep, and she might switch spots with Arissa Raika, which then puts her in 7th. So it's like not the perfect position yet.
On Feeble through that deep end corner. Looking maybe a little bit tired on the way out of the deep end, but definitely better execution on that backside blunt.
Late adjustments on her front foot coming out of that blunt. I think if she just drops her front foot straight away coming out of that bank, it'll make it easier to get that kickflip into. You could see her still adjusting going down the waterfall. I hate moving my front foot late because that is just the foot you're relying on for the flick.
Well, let's mention that waterfall. After that, on the flat bottom, there's not much time to get ready, is there?
There's no time.
You are literally thrown straight into that wall in front of you.
There's no time because as you go down the waterfall, you have all these extra G-forces into the ground, which make it impossible to move your feet. You have to move your feet on flat ground.
Okay, run number 2 of 3 for Raika Ventura out of Brazil, sprinting onto her board. Boosting into that bank.
There is no excuse for Raika to take out a kickflip innie. She needs to do it. Yep, that's perfect. I think that's great strategy. That's just fine.
One thing I've noticed, a lot more shade on that love seat end of the park as well. That's going to make it a little bit more comfortable as you go in there. But do you ever find adjusting from shade to really bright sunshine on a concrete park is hard?
It's all about what time you practice versus what time you skate. If you're used to those conditions, it's easy. If you're not used to them, it's a thing. You're adapting in real time.
So 6.20, Raika staying in 7th place as we go back to Hinano Kusaki, currently in 3rd place, 84.32 on the board. Looking maybe a little bit more powerful.
Yep, and this really nice wide 540 in the deep end. I just love how she attacks those. I think it's coming up right here, and she's really pumping strong into it, so we're going to see a little bit higher this time. Perfect, standing up fully. To stand up out of a 5, that means you have to come in fast. That means you have to take off strong. It's not just the standing up part that matters. It means the whole trick is working great.
I was just about to say, is it easy to get lulled into a full sense of security that you're going to complete your run having just blasted out a few tricks that are slightly improved?
You know,
and I think we saw him right there in the backside Smith.
You know what I've found in competing is it's important to practice each trick exactly as tired as you will be at that part of your run.
Yeah.
So if you're practicing, if you're dropping in and just doing backsmith, getting your reps up, it's going to be so much different if you do it 35 seconds into a run. So you have to actually practice it 35 seconds into your run.
Okay, run number 2 of 3 for our current leader, Sky Brown.
Second run for
Team GB. Dropping in, same place, boosting that frontside air. I think she's going to be coming through with a lot more confidence sitting way out in first place right now.
Yeah, I just want to see her push herself and remember to compete against herself to see how much she can do.
Boosting the stalefish in front of the stands and the kickflip indie.
Just like that.
That's the upgrade. And cruising back through, backside Smith grind into the corner. Loving that line to the alley-oop. I mean, what room have they got to improve that score? I think this is going to be skyrocketing.
Nice.
And I meant that. There you go. Tuck knee invert in the deep end. Judo back down. Front 360. It's a full pull.
I'm just trying to keep up with the run, but like, what trick do you focus on? Because the next one comes so fast.
Well, that's the thing with Sky. She doesn't skate slow.
I think she did a great job at doing exactly what I said. She's not competing against the field, especially with this kickflip indie over the volcano, coming out of the deep end, flipping the board nice and high, and giving herself time to adjust her feet in the air after the grab. So, when you grab a kickflip indie, it's easy to pull the board to your feet too fast with too much strength, taking your ability to make adjustments away. When you're relaxed and you're just grabbing and holding on to the board, you kind of take a breath, you can actually save a lot more.
90.55 out there in the lead and increasing it by some margin. Sky Brown on top form right now.
Not a surprise at all, and I love that Haley's board was already in. Like, let me in, it's my turn.
I think Haley's going to be feeding off of that run we just had right there. Big
have to.
540 to start things off. Alley-oop over the teardrop. We've talked about this teardrop a few times. What makes it so hard to skate, Mitchie?
Well, there's 100 different ways to skate it, so it's hard to make a decision and stick to it and practice your line that works for you.
I always find that with something like that, the takeoff is never the same place.
Yep.
So it's hard to just take off how you know it every time. Up to frontside lip slide.
Park skating compared to vert or even street is a very feel-based sport. Everything's going to be different every single run, so your depth of talent has to be so big.
Yeah, cleaning it up this time. You can see the stoke, the fakie to fakie 5 in the deep end.
She had a lot of great pieces. The alley-oop, 270 or 360 over the volcano, 50-50, then all over the hip into the shallow end, and a fakie to fakie 5. I mean, I really like what Haley's doing out there.
Yeah, how important is it to stand out with different tricks?
It's required, because you're not going to do Sky's trick better than Sky. You're not going to do Arissa's tricks better than Arissa. You have to forge your own lane and make it hard on the judges.
Here we go. Fakie to fakie 5. Looking very happy right now. 84. Big improvement right there. 4th place right now.
Now you're going to do a backside ollie?
Well, I say big improvement. 0.5 of an improvement, but
it's really
that's
close
quite
to
important.
Switching spots, and I think she still touched the ground on the fakie to fakie 5, and I think that's the 0.3.
So rolling in with speed straight into, oh wow, Judo 5.
Night really steep on the spin, which was exactly what got her on the caballerial over the hip at the end of her run. So I hope to see her shoulders stay a little bit more level with the board and dive into the ramp just slightly less.
Building that speed up. You see those arms pumping really hard.
Huge pump into that frontside 50-50 onto the spine.
The body jar in the deep end. With background to take it out of the corner pocket.
This landing's really important because if she keeps her speed here, this will really help her get back over the hip fakie. This is a game of speed and balance. Way better this time.
Almost looked like, as she came out of the judo fakie, that she just went calm.
Yep.
Like, and she stood up, like you always say, stand up, own the trick. It looked like she just really centered herself.
And I think that pump into the frontside 50-50 onto the spine, like 20 seconds before the last trick, is the thing that set her up to be able to do that fakie 270.
For sure. And I mean, switching it up and still getting that up to backside tail slide in the deep end, really important. Slight nuance changes, but getting the last trick done was so important. That's going to mean everything.
For her, it's all about just having enough speed.
Okay. Waiting for that score to come through. Satake on the bubble spot right now, 82.55. And I mean, she's going to do well to stay in.
Hikari is might be waving goodbye to this final with that run from Mizuho.
All eyes are on the scoreboard right now. Hiya! 87.74. I mean, we did say that it was going to be a big improvement, but that's way up there.
That's right up there with Sky Brown's first run.
Yeah.
So when we're comparing first made runs together, that is really has a chance to be in first.
So Arisa True needs to really push herself right now to be able to get up into that top 3.
Nice.
There we go.
540 over the small hip. We're not seeing that many tricks in that section because the quarter pipe's so small.
2 tricks, 2 5s.
Yes.
Up to back lip with all the style. There's the Madonna in the corner pocket.
And another time where it's just a game of speed. Land high, pump hard. Her tricks are there.
There's that frontside 50-50 down into the deep end. Backside tail slide. Sort of frantically getting that front foot ready then. Indy 3 onto that bank. Has she got enough speed to get this round? Yep, there it is. Still with room for improvement, but that was a very well timed and very well executed run.
I know she has the frontside nose grind off of the hip into the deep end. That'll be a nice improvement, but the extra 540, good execution all the way through. I mean, she can still stand up that fakie frontside stalefish 360.
But we saw the full pole was good for an 83.45. With the extra 540, where do you think that score's going?
I mean, that to me is worth about a point. So this puts her in that, is she gonna be in 4th? Is she gonna be in 5th? Where does that line up?
Well, we're about to find out. All smiles on the platform right now. You can see the sun is going down behind us here in Ostia, just southwest of the city centre of Rome, where we'll be going next week with our street competition. But right now, Arisa True waiting for that full pull for run number 2. 83.45 on the scoreboard already. This one's got the judges scratching
I hope
their
I
heads.
didn't misspeak. Those 540s on the small transitions are just worth so much. It's so much harder to do, but it's important to have both. You have one in the big and in the small transition. That's really where all those extra points are going to come from.
Well, you have to do them differently, right?
Yes, they're different tricks, fundamentally. And it's doing both that makes it impressive.
And back to back.
Yeah.
I really like the way. That's, coming out into run number 2 like that. Oh, check this out. This is where I'm going with it. 84.60. You were right there. Great on your scoring there. And good enough for 4th place.
Up just over 1 point.
Where is she going to adjust? I feel like it's on the last trick. But where's she going to adjust to be able to get onto podium?
Frontside nose grind into the deep end, out of the shallow end, off the hip is going to be an easy one.
Okay. So Misugu is the only person from heat number 1 in there
2.
Well, heat number 2, sorry.
That's not
That's
quite
not,
in finals.
Yeah.
But,
in there yet.
she can knock out Rika,
Yeah.
which means there's only going to be 7 from this heat that make it.
Looking good so far over that volcano. Loving the boneless down in and off the bank.
So there's that part. Remember, I was talking about all these strong pumps. That boneless being squatted then turns into the McTwist being squatted, and then turns into a kick turn where maybe you want to do a trick. So you see how the speed slowly starts to abandon you after you mess up on one landing.
Saying thank you very much to the crowd out here in Ostia, showing their respect for some great skateboarding right there. Not sure if you can hear it at home, but the crowd love to stamp their feet. One of the best crowds that we have on the World Cup.
All the other girls who made the finals are taking such a deep breath right now. They know, okay, we're safe. We get to skate again tomorrow. Which is really why you come to these events. You want to skate finals. What, oh, I missed it. What just happened? She did a front flip?
Yeah, out of a grind. Okay, Naya Lasso, 17 years of age, left foot forward, which makes her regular, dropping in for that third and final run. Big backside Smith grind. Loving the way she pulled the front truck up then as she rode in. Alley-oop there. I definitely feel like this has got a little bit extra. Oh no, missing the ollie out to backside tail slide. But currently in that 7th place, 83.65.
This is where Rika Ventura is in finals already. I think she knows that. She just spoke with her team. But this is practice your tricks under pressure. Use this free run. You don't get free runs ever. This is a very lucky position to be in. I want to see a full send on this kickflip Indy.
Yeah. And with the confidence of knowing that you're already through, that's going to really help.
Yes.
As, just over sending it, I feel.
It's just going too wide into the deep end. You've got to really attack the deep end coping, almost try to hang up.
But also, it's worth saying, that's not a 90-degree hip. It's a slightly different angle. So if you overcook it, you're going to land in the corner pocket. If you undercook it, you're going to land flat bottom.
Which is exactly why, if she does that, it's such a big deal.
Yeah. And I mean, that goes back to the alley-oop. You know, alley-ooping into the deep end with a weird angle like that makes it so hard. So 6.13 coming through. And Rika sitting in that 8th place. Going to be very happy to make the cut. Okay, third and final run right now for the 18-year-old Hinano Kasaki. Rolling in just in front of our booth. We've got a great position here.
And she just messed up on a simple backsmith last time. I think now that she's in, I don't see that one going wrong again.
Big rock and roll slider. That was flat wall to flat wall.
Commentator's curse, commentator's curse, commentator's curse.
I just want to say, Hinano, that wasn't your fault. It was Mitchie Briscoe's fault.
I forget the power that I have now that I'm in the booth. I'm not just talking to my friends.
Okay, going to be staying in that 5th place right now. 84.32. So the gap, 8th to 1st. So we're looking at 83.20 to 90.55. That's quite a big gap. 17.07 as we take it back to our current leader, Team GB's Sky Brown. Do you think Sky's just going to take it easy?
I hope not. I hope not. I want to see her send it. Yes, kick up Indy into the bank. Sky is in a position where if she chills too much with her own skating, she's going to get caught in the next 2 years. You have to know that they are chasing you. And if you stop competing against yourself and you start competing against the rest of the field, you might get too relaxed and then all of a sudden you're overtaken just when you need it most.
Yeah.
We're going to give the ball to our
So 2 points for the drop in. I think that's good. Okay, Hayley Servio, 3rd and final run. Straight into the McTwist.
Nice.
Landing a little bit higher.
Yeah, standing up fully, having a strong pump out.
Up to frontside nose grind. She makes that look so easy.
Perfect line out of the front Smith, being able to eyeball the coping that you're going at, not the hip you're taking off from.
Do you think knowing you've made the cut is really affecting her run right now?
For me, it was always the opposite. I think that's why I'm being hard on Sky to compete against yourself. Sometimes when I made finals, I just would relax and wait till tomorrow.
Trying the Melon 5 as well at the end of that run, but just slipping off. 84 points will be the highest score right there. I'm really stoked that Haley's doing so well in this competition. It's great to see. 62.06 coming through right there. Okay, Mizuho Hasegawa, 15 years of age, regular skater, looking really keen to get in there. Second place, 87.74 on the board. Wants to close that gap and maybe make a statement to Sky right now.
It cracks me up. She fell on her first run and then did her harder run anyways on the second run.
Oh, that was a big, big blunt slide right there. Just went over the deck a little bit too far.
We're going to see that Judo 5 into blunt slide in the finals, I think.
So we'll be staying with the 87.74.
It's very easy to lose control, and it's very hard to regain it.
I'm really excited to see what Mizuho's got for us.
She's got body barrel 5, she's got judo 5, kickflip frontside air. She has so many tricks in the deep end specifically.
Okay, where do you think this is going right now? Do you think Arissa's going to be saying, don't get too comfortable, Sky?
I mean, Arissa won a lot of contests over the years. I know she does not appreciate being in 4th place.
So we see the 540 over that hip, landing a lot better on that melon over the teardrop.
Yeah, you know, I think you brought up a great point. Landing spots, strong pumps out of the tricks. I think for the girls' competition in general, the biggest thing they can do is land close to the coping and pump really hard on the way out of tricks.
Not sure if that was a front 50-50 or a Smith down into the deep end then. There's the Indy
She's setting up switch, setting up switch.
Here we go.
No, it's back to fakie.
Oh, wow. That went to tail, right?
Yeah, that was to lean to tail, which is a huge improvement.
That's really difficult, that trick.
It's difficult because you have to over-rotate your 360 to get to the tail. So you could see that her whole body kept going afterwards all the way through the flat bottom. So it's really hard to stop your rotation after you smack the tail. Might help to actually, instead of looking where you're going, look at your back foot so you kind of stop your rotation with your head and come out trying to face backwards.
Well, hopefully she listens to the broadcast back and makes that adjustment for tomorrow's final.
I hope so too.
Wow, there you go. Our standing Sky Brown out there in first place with the 19.55. Mizuho Hasegawa has maintained that second place with the 87.74. Hakona Haraki on top form with the 85.35. Are we seeing the shape of things to come, or how do you see that changing up for tomorrow's finals?
I think we're looking at a really consistent leaderboard right now, but with the likes of Raika in that big kickflip innie that can really mix it up, and then also Arissa switch 540, you can't discount that.
So I want to say big shout out to the people who got through to this stage of the competition for the first time. Yeah, you're not going through to finals, but you should be very proud with your standard of skating to get to this level. It ain't easy out there with so many good skaters entering. So third place run for Hakona Haraki. Getting that backside flip was really important, wasn't it?
The only skater from heat number 1 getting through, so that just shows how strong that run really was. And she did not make that kickflip early, so dealt with a lot of pressure.
So second place run. I love that pump in. That is so good. Mizuho Hasegawa spinning to winning. The stale fish into the corner.
there's just no faking that much speed, having that much confidence in your 540s. It's just, I love it so much. This is why I go to bat for Mizuho so hard.
And it was really important to finish off with that cab over the hip, and our current leader going through in first place, Sky Brown, boosting the stale fish there, and it was this kickflip Indy that changed things up.
That kickflip Indy made her really hard to catch in this semifinal.
With the level of run that we've seen from Sky right here, how hard is it for the rest of the heat to catch up to that?
You know, everyone is going to have to do everything they can to even have a chance.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy, is it? So let's take a look at our start list for tomorrow's park final. Stoked that Riker got in there just by the skin of her teeth. And Nia Lasso making it through to another final. Really hyped to see Haley in there, as well as Hinano. But our top three are looking really, really battling. But
check this out. World number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 9, all in the top 8. This is why their consistency is just unmatched.
But eyes are going to be on Arissa True and what she has got for our finals tomorrow, right?
Yeah, in her at world number 2 right now, I know she really wants to hit this hard.
So we are going to take a short break. We hope you've enjoyed our women's semi-finals. We'll be back with our men's semi-finals here at the Park World Cup in Ostia, Italy. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon.